This mission is easy too. Or easy 3, I suppose. It's the last one of those, but first we get an actual ending to the previous chapter.
Skolt, what did they...
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And he's Loki, no surprise there.
Treachery.
His plan makes no sense, but that's okay, because the mythological Loki's plans were often self-defeating too.
You carry the banner of Falstag, a giant who raids the people in this region. That is why they attacked you. It's an old trick. It's one of the ways Loki gets the Norsemen to fight one another.
Who are you?
She is Regenleif, a servant of Odin. She's trying to stop Ragnarok. It was she who sent us to track Gargarensis.
That's right. And he is close. There are a few more clans in the next valley. If they still live, we might be able to convince them to join us.
We do not have much time.
Then we should go. You can leave the banner here.
And how about we leave the whole army behind too, for no reason? And the statues are Egyptian for some reason. So we only have 2 human soldiers. But that's okay, because Regenleif is a one-woman army. Okay, every millisecond counts right now. Gotta get grouped up and attack down there. So this skirmish is pretty much pure luck. You should probably restart if you can't save at least 4 throwing axemen for later, though. It's all about who the trolls choose to target. I'll run the heroes ahead to recruit the village a little bit faster.
Please help us.
They call their Herseer chieftain Blackhammer, but his name isn't Blackhammer. Don't know why they went to the trouble of naming him if they weren't actually going to give him the name. Well, some of his guys will join me momentarily. There we go. So, I need to quickly and efficiently turn all these scattered villagers into a balanced economy. I'd better get the animal husbandry upgrade because there is no huntable food on this map. Villagers all over, but okay, now I've got some gathering everything, and I'm training more. Every human soldier counts, but I can't use this Ulfsark yet. He's much too easy to kill for the trolls. Fighting the trolls over here is rather boring. They were no threat before you had Regenleif, and with her they're just a joke. So, let's talk about our new Norse hero. So Ajax is a great tank, right? Same 50% awesome armor as most heroes and an unmatched 385 hit points. Well, guess what? Regenleif not only has more hit points than Ajax, she also has better armor than every single other hero. As if that wasn't enough, she also does more damage than Ajax, who used to be our main DPS guy, and, in fact, she does so at a higher range than Chiron for some reason. So she's pretty much just better than everybody on the team in every single way. Heck, she even regenerates faster. Most importantly of all, she has the best special of any hero in the game. She heals like a Valkyrie. But when I say like a Valkyrie, I actually mean more than 5 times as fast as a Valkyrie. Even in combat, her heal rate is massive. There is no excuse for ever losing with Regenleif on your team. This underworld passage ahead is the next mission objective. Once it dies, I get the other half of the green town, and the trolls stop spawning. It's hard for me to destroy it quickly though, partly because I simply have so few units, and also because it spawns trolls very rapidly, which would kill my human soldiers if I wasn't careful. That's why I left that Ulfsark in particular behind to build the armory. I'll need that later on to age up anyway. By the way, my Valkyries have the excellent Aurora Borealis upgrade. That gives them 50% more attack and heal rate. But even without the upgrade, she's still just better than Chiron. At least she doesn't also benefit from the other Valkyrie upgrade, Thundering Hooves. The direction and timing of these trolls spawning seems to be fairly random, so I can't really predict it and thus have to do a lot of running my guys back. Sometimes I've hardly had to fight any at all. Sometimes it's been a never-ending flood. One trick that can help a fair amount here is to see who they're attacking specifically. If they're only targeting one Valkyrie, you can often run that unit back and have the trolls usually chase after her while the rest keep fighting. It doesn't always work that easily though. You know, I should talk about these Huskarl units when I have a chance, but that chance won't be just yet. Alright, there's a ton of stuff to do now. Number 1, kill this fence to get some free dwarves to mine gold. Number 2, I must delete all these walls and gates immediately. They're glitched and will often block my units. Number 3, fishing ships. Number 4, get the dwarves gathering. Number 5, send the heroes down southwest. Number 6, group up these new human soldiers and send them that way too. Better reorganize the economy and grow it while they march. Got a bunch of new goats to harvest, and just in time because the old ones have almost been exhausted. I'll need plenty of food in this mission, first of all to age up, but also because I want to build some Herseer too. Once again, we're mainly fighting armies of giants. The fish schools are quite spread out around my new dock, so it will take some time to find all of them. I'd better get the upgrade too, because there are so few sources of food on the map. Speaking of which, I might as well get the farm upgrades and use these free farms they've gifted me. When I don't have to buy the things myself, they're not quite as terrible an idea as usual, especially because there's no hunting to do. Alright, so this second village is under attack by large waves of giants, and I need to build towers here. This whole mission is basically a series of RPG quests at these villages to get them to join us. Oh, my unit's glitched up and stopped moving. Okay, I've got to build watchtowers at all these marked spots to recruit this village. That can be a bit tricky, because giants are great at destroying buildings and they love to target the towers you've already made. Oh, as a side note, I can't build any houses in this mission, so I've really got to defend all the ones in these villages so I can use those later. Those defending units on horseback are very useful, by the way. They're called Jarls, and they're heavy cavalry that are extra good against myth units, so fairly handy. I need to tank for them at the very least though, because they don't resist myth unit damage like heroes do. Better spread out to build more efficiently. I'd better get these Valkyries down there where they can be helpful. Having such a mixed army as this is always fairly clumsy, unfortunately. Well, let me talk about Huskarls. They're infantry trained from the hill fort, and they're allegedly only good against archers. Actually though, they're good at everything. They do crush archers, but they're secretly tougher than Ulfsarks against the hack attacks that are supposed to be their weakness. Ulfsarks have 114 effective hit points versus hack. Huskarls have 135. Odin gives them a huge 20% HP bonus that makes it no contest. Oh, here comes a big wave of giants. Better get these guys in on it. Above all, I need to make sure they don't go for the towers, because that would set me way back. Anyway, yeah, Huskarls are supposedly more expensive, but because they cost easily gathered wood rather than food, the true price is nearly the same. Their only real disadvantages are that you can't train them from cheap longhouses, and that Ulfsarks have more unique upgrades. But if you're playing Odin, then those aren't available anyway. Oh, I better age up immediately. And both gods here are quite useful, but Skadi is probably the more so I'll take her. Her freeze power can just save so much time on these missions where I don't need to actually kill the enemy army. Do need to make a detour to take out those giants though, otherwise they'll keep harassing me. I finally have the resources and population room to start building an actual army, so I'm going to train some Hersier. Need lots of those to take down all the giants, of course. While I'm at it, I'll get the Hall of Thanes upgrades so my Hersier are faster. They really do need that speed bonus to be effective. Well, I'm going to take this moment to get my troops regrouped. I'll probably spawn my healing springs soon here to get them healed up, get my tanks down there, and be prepared to move on toward the giant's base. I'll take just the cavalry with me. They'll wreck the buildings while the heroes take on the myth units. And meanwhile, I'm going to leave my infantry behind so that they can build me a hill fort. I'll want battering rams for the next part. My heroes will lure out the wave of myth units to thin them out away from their fortress. They're quite powerful. And while they're distracted, these cavalry units will run down there and destroy the temple before it spawns any more giants. Fire giants in particular are always a major threat. I only need to destroy the temple here. I can leave the fortress, although it does produce ballistae from time to time. Taking heavy damage here is completely harmless because Reganleif can heal that in about 4 seconds. And if she gets hurt, of course, there are Valkyries for her. With her on the team, I'm definitely going to win. It's just a question of how fast. And I don't mind losing a few soldiers to that fortress at this point. They're not terribly important for the next phase. Back in town, the hill fort is almost done, and I've got heroes cranking out as fast as I can. I'll train portable rams, of course. And again, delete out these walls, they will often glitch up and block your troops. Waste of time. Okay, the temple's down. Time to run out of there before the fort hurts anyone else. I'm going to quickly review all my buildings here, make sure they're all doing what they're supposed to and haven't overlooked anything important. Don't want to have that backfire later. I rarely get armory upgrades because I don't usually have the time or the resources for them, but here I have a pile of food and gold sitting around. Alright, the economy is going smoothly too, that should be about it. The draft horse's upgrade is excellent for melee siege units like portable rams, especially when I'm in a hurry. The infantry won't be terribly useful, so I'll have them build me another hill fort. Second or two on rallies to save a minute later, and it's time to move out east. Okay. So, one more quest to go to unite the Norse and repeat the plot of the last mission. First I better grab these final few Hersier. So, ignore what the guy actually said there. What we need to do is just destroy this tower in the south part of the giant's base down there. That's where his daughter's apparently being held. Once we destroy that, we win. If it seems like I'm spending a lot of time now, it's because I just need to wait for those battering rams to be trained. That's why I focus so hard on aging up fairly fast. I can't have too many battering rams because giants are really good at killing them en masse, especially fire giants. And they can come at me from numerous directions at once, so it can be impossible to defend all of them as they make a break for that tower down there. but I do want to start aggroing the next wave quickly. The enemy's reaction is often very delayed and confused, and that can waste a lot of time. The biggest nuisance is that they will somehow double use the Walking Woods power to try to flank you, but often with a strange delay to it. I want to trigger that at a time when they can't go for my portable realms. Darn. Sometimes they'll do Walking Woods right now, but it looks like this time they'll wait until I'm deeper in. I'll pull these guys back a bit so I don't need to fight them at the same time as the trees. Hopefully the fire giants are aggroed onto the heroes and thus won't use their area of effect attack as my other troops close in. Fire giants are by far the most powerful and dangerous type, especially to masses of soldiers like these Jarls and so forth. Meanwhile, I have enough battering rams to go forward now. And at this point the big threat has been neutralized, so they can just make a break for that gate. The heroes will be in more or less perfect position to intercept the Walking Woods. Again, the only part of the town I actually need to destroy is that one tower in the south, so the heroes and so forth are just here to screen for them and give distractions. Geez, I've never seen the Walking Woods be this delayed. Weird. Anyway, the important thing is that the fire giants are dead. They're the big threat to the battering rams because they don't need to close in with them to kill them, and they can do so in just a couple of hits. And I'll freeze those guys. I could have used that earlier on a bigger army, but it's not really effective for that kind of purpose. It's best to keep it as a surprise ace up your sleeve when you really have an unexpected threat like that. Frozen enemies are nearly invincible, you see, and your heroes will waste time attacking them. One more wall to take down. And you can see again that the mountain giants are not really much of a threat. They're too slow, but a fire giant would have killed half these guys by now. Oh right, final word on Huskarls. So if you're playing Odin, they're simply better than the Ulfsarks. If you're anybody else, they're probably better, but it's a little bit close at least. Greta Forkbeard. That's not how Viking names work, but it's okay because she has a great personality, whatever that means. So, that's the last of these 3 easy missions. More interesting stuff coming up next time. Have a great day, everyone.